We are again at the front gates of the infamous Skinwalker Ranch.
Interesting to be parked down here out in the dark. Can you appear as a glowing light on the hillside like you do at Magic Mesa? It was like everything just flashed, like lit up like noonday. Something made a noise down here. Right when I said that 3 times, weird. And all of that, whoa, another shooting star.
This one even too. I was saying it's like a ladder. It has these dots. And now I have a really weird feeling like something's watching me. That bone right there is probably as big as me. Look, there's a whole skull. Look at that. No way. And now we are going to a spot called the Swelter shelter. You ready? There is a connection between the paranormal, UFOs, and the myths of ancient history. The clues are scattered across the landscape from a forbidden past, maybe even in your own backyard. There is a connection between the true nature of our reality, consciousness, and the unexplained. I'm Carl the Crusher. Let's explore the unknown. We are back at it. It's actually 5 hours later after the last clip that we just filmed because the temperatures got up to 104 degrees and all of my camera equipment was overheating and going into emergency shutdown mode. So I couldn't take any pictures or film or do anything. So I just went back to my Airbnb, took a nap for like 3 hours, and we're gonna try again. If you're gonna go dabble around Skinwalker Ranch and you're gonna mess with these ancient indigenous locations, you have to also deal with the curses. You have to deal with the fact that your friend's daughter's gonna get in a car accident. You might get flat tires. You might have all kinds of terrible things go on, like going up in the canyon and feeling like you get maced in the face. Like you just have to have thick skin and have an adventurous spirit, or it's gonna chew you up and spit you out. At least 4 or 5 times today, I really wanted to just pack up my suitcases and my backpack and my gear, load up in the truck, drive home and call it quits. I was like, this is not happening. This is just not going well. Nothing on this trip is working out well. But we found our way out here to the dinosaur museum. That has been such a cool experience, and we're dealing with the heat. We'll just stay out of the hot part of the day, and now it's nice and beautiful. It's cool out. We're gonna go back and take more pictures and video of this petroglyph spot. I mean, in the recent video that we just uploaded about the Magic Mesa, totally filmed a UAP or UFO, some strange unidentified phenomena up above the Magic Mesa, and now I'm like, it happened right when I asked it to appear, right when I wanted it to. It showed up and let me film it. Whatever it is, unidentified, totally filmed the thing. And so I want to do it again. Maybe we can make contact. We're back up at the Swelter shelter. These petroglyphs are just mind-boggling. They all have like this bubble head on top with the 2 dots for the eyes, and then the horns that go up with the headdress. And then the one right in the middle has these big rake fingers and rake hand that goes off, and then like 3-toed bird feet, and they all look like the ant people or the Siteka, the giants or something. I rarely see depictions of what you would call daily life, this entire panel is some kind of a spiritual doorway or significance that has all the figures of either their shaman or their deities or whatever has to do with the legends of their gods. I mean, these definitely look like supernatural entities. This one right in the middle here, let's look at this. It straight up looks like a skinwalker. Look at that one. The headdress, the shape of the head, scratches across the tunic. Look at the feet. It's just like 3 toes, just like bird claws. And then the way the hands go down, the fingers. See that? Who is that guy? And then he's right in front of these 2 beings here. I mean, do those look like humans, or maybe they're warriors or something? But they, look at the heads, look at the horns, the way their arms go out. These short little legs. So cool. I just 3D scanned this whole petroglyph panel in the Polycam app to put on the Patreon page. Thank you so much, everybody, for support over there on Patreon. It really is what makes all of this possible. So cool. Okay, well, now the trade-off for going back to the Airbnb to avoid the 104-degree weather is that now we are limited on how much daylight we have. But this is just such a beautiful place. Overcoming obstacles, overcoming the extreme heat and temperatures, people getting into accidents, all kinds of different difficulties and things that we have to overcome. But we're just getting started. And you know what? When the sun goes down, like I said, we're going to bust out the night vision and do some contact protocol, see if we can see any UFOs or any entities, and maybe we'll come back to one of these spots like this after dark and see what happens. Last time I came up here to Dinosaur National Monument, it was with James Keenan and Chris Bartle, or Chris, I always call him Chris Bartel, but I don't know how to say his last name, Bartle or Bartel. But we didn't even see this panel. I know about this one from my friend Randy Fulbright at the museum in town. He has his wife is a curator at the museum in Vernal, and then he has a really cool art shop and kind of museum where he does a lot of this really cool photography and work based off of these petroglyphs. And I actually have a piece of artwork in my house, in my living room, up on the mantle above my fireplace that I bought from Randy, that's based off of that exact petroglyph with the rake fingers. So it's super surreal to walk up and be like, whoa, that's the one, and to find it. And I don't know, I mean, when you see stuff like that, they don't look like carvings of just people. If they were people, they were considered very special or supernatural people, inhuman or shapeshifters. They were the embodiment of the powers of the universe and nature, or these figures that they revered as gods, you know. So you see the way that they're carved and depicted in there, and you can see all the different characters and the types and the personalities behind them. These things were done like 300 AD, and we're right at the base of the mountain. We're in an entire mountain full of fossilized dinosaur bones, like real, actual giant dinosaur skeletons are all over here. It's like, what even planet are we on? What a cool adventure this world, this earth is, that we can go explore. You got to get outside. You got to go see it, you know. You never know. We're just walking right out here on these hills. You would have no idea that underneath your feet could be piles and piles of a giant dinosaur graveyard and 300 AD ancient petroglyph portal doorways. It's so cool. McKee Springs in Dinosaur National Monument. And the sun is getting ready to set, but I just committed myself to come up here, so here we are. And now look, there's a serpent line I never noticed before, and we're gonna get some interesting light and shadows going on as the sun sets. But that's not all. As we come up around here, there's an entire big panel of petroglyphs up here right on the entrance into McKee Springs. And then as we drive farther up the canyon this way, we're gonna run into a lot more. There they are, look at that. Unbelievable, look at this. That is absolutely a buffalo, a bison, look at that. Another one right there. Look at this shield. Look at how it's stepping through this hoop, almost like coming out of the ground. Coming out of a cave. Another one here, a big hoop with a being coming out of the top. You have the whole headdress and the shield. The bison. Beautiful. Look at this apron off the back of the tunic and his belt. The necklaces and the earrings. Almost like a bear headdress. And then here's just like an arm over here with 3 fingers. And notice there's just 3 fingers there. 3 or 4 there. This one has a whole spiral coming off. Wow. We're going to be fighting some light and shadows. See, the sun's getting ready to go down over here. At least we made it to this one. We might have to come back. And if we're here after dark, it's not the worst thing. Wow. When I was up here with James Keenan, he researches these petroglyphs a lot, and he related these to the Siteka, that they were the giant people, and the legends of the origins that come from that, that there was giant people that lived up in these canyons and that they interacted. There's also these legends of the ant people that came out from the underworld, and all of the stories of their deities, the star people, interdimensional beings that basically time travel and come in and out of our reality, almost like the Stranger Things in the Upside Down, or skinwalkers that come into our reality and back again. But this is incredible to see the buffalo, these shaman figures, this like hoop of energy that he's standing in, and then he's got this whole like shield of power on his hand right here. So beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna get some pictures of this one, and then we'll go up to the next canyon. Hopefully we don't run out of daylight. Let's give you guys one more good look here. Shit. Some rock just fell off the top. There's an animal over here somewhere. I gotta get out of here. There's a big rock just fell off the top of the hill right behind me. What the heck was that? Is that like a big cat? I wish I would have got that on camera. There was a big rock that just went boom, 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 boom,
fell down the ridge right here, and then something ran off. What the heck? I'm gonna get back down to the road. I hear people talking. What the hell? There's people talking. Somebody hiking on top? Somebody threw a rock down at me. And now I hear people talking. Listen, wait. What the hell is going on? There's nobody here. Something threw a rock at me off the top of that ridge. And I just heard two people talking. The rock was thrown from clear up there. I don't know what's going on. This is weird. Where I was parked is clear over there, and something like threw a rock off the top of the ridge at me. I don't know what that was, but here we are at the next petroglyph spot, and these are incredible. Absolutely incredible. Look at this. Full tunic and necklaces. That guy's like carrying a fish. Either that or it's a giant mushroom or it's a decapitated head. And then he's got a shield over on the other side. Look at that. Wow. See up there, they say they're carrying heads of the victims. Or they're mushrooms, I don't know. What do they look like to you guys? Incredible. Kind of looks like a fish, maybe? No. Look at the way they did the headdresses and the horns. And the eyes. Fascinating. Let's keep moving. Definitely got some dots. A couple of figures there. And then as we go this way, it gets more and more elaborate, more and more detailed. Oh, yeah. Wow. Again, look at the headdress. These coming off the chest like this are so unique to this area. Look at the fringe. And then there's no legs. It's just these lines coming off. Wow. So cool.
When I talk about the legends of the giants or the ant people, the Sitecas, the giants, or the star people coming out of interdimensional portals or coming down from the sky, coming out from the underworld or tunnels from underground, that's not even me talking. That is the actual traditions and the legends of the Native American people about what all these places are about. So I'm just coming up here trying to capture them again on camera and bring them to you guys and show you how they relate to all this. And it's interesting how we're in the entire circumference in this region where all the dinosaur fossils are, where Skinwalker Ranch is, where all these ancient petroglyphs are, and where there's tons, hundreds of UFO sightings and everything. So what is really going on? What is it about the magic of these places? Does it have to do with interdimensional time travel? Is it the ancient legends and thousands of years of esoteric rituals and worship being done in these canyons? And then it quantum entangles and loops us into the future and the past in unusual ways. I don't know, but we got more petroglyphs to look at, so let's keep going. This just never ever gets old to me. Every time I come back and revisit them or see them for the first time, new details, new patterns, new things that I pay attention to. Everything changes for me. I notice stuff that I never noticed before, and all of you see stuff in the videos that I didn't miss or that I didn't catch the first time through. So check these out. Wow. Again, I feel like we've seen him before. He was there at the entrance, right? We just saw him. And here's almost this same headdress again, but I don't understand why it's on a little tiny body like that. Look at this tunic and necklace. Look at the arms. 1, 2, 3, 4. They're like ant people. Or is that a belt? Look at these guys. Right? These clan symbols, or what did they see that made them draw this here? Fascinating. I'm actually really glad I came this time of day. It's nice and cool now. It is still warm, but here we go. This is one of my favorite petroglyph panels of all time. Look at how you have the upside down glyphs of the animal on the person. It's all connected in a stream with this figure and this entire cosmic pattern, this spiral this way and that way is just so beautiful. This guy is so spooky looking. Look at his, again, the rake fingers and the horns. And look at this coming off of his hand like a giant portal, but above the galaxy. Like, just take a minute and soak that in, and you tell me what you think it is trying to tell a story about. This doesn't look like anything to do with aliens. It doesn't look like anything to do with just everyday, normal day-to-day village life. This is something different. Look at the horns up here. Look at the arms. The bullseye there. Look at this. These cosmic patterns. This is almost like part of a person. The feet and the torso, and then no head or arms. We're definitely here all alone now, and the sun is setting. The other people just left. This is fascinating. Why do you think this dude's upside down? It's like he's holding on to his feet. And this is almost like a depiction of events. To me, it looks like these deity figures, these entities, open up some kind of a dimensional portal. They have the power and ability to do that. It's some kind of a cosmic gateway, and they take people and things. They don't always return whole, and these are them getting taken or upside down or traveling upside down. And you have to imagine, from what we've learned, that as the sun rises on the solstices, that it probably casts these beams of light and shadow off the rocks that tells a particular story about all of this. You know what I mean? We've been learning that. The summer solstice and the solstices at the Magic Mesa reveal the entire story as the light and shadow passes over these. But how do you account for, I mean, the ancient legends that have to do with these non-human entities, these beings that came almost just out through the walls, almost like they walked out of these canyon walls like through a doorway, and they interacted. And that's the same type of story that you hear from the Dene, what we call the Navajo. It's the same in the Hopi legends. It's the same all the way across to the Grand Canyon, all the way up here to Skinwalker Ranch. And then when you come up here and look at the petroglyphs, it's not like you're just seeing regular depictions of people with their pets. You get this. See what I mean? These supernatural depictions like ant people or something. Look at the size of this dog down by the foot of the giant. This is definitely the headdress and the necklace of the Siteka. This is a depiction of an ancient giant person. And look at the little ones down here. These are almost like little elf people or ant people. And look how they also, just like in southern Utah down at Magic Mesa, you have the horns and the energy floating up from the horns. Look at the size of that dog to the figure. He's like size of the Statue of Liberty. And this is in the canyon where all the ancient fossilized dinosaur bones are. It really makes you wonder. Look at this guy. I gotta say, this lighting is almost perfect, actually. See? Wow. And over here, same. The Siteka. This tunic, look at the little guy next to his side. Look how small these people are next to him. Again, he's holding a giant mushroom or a head or something. You have this being here. And look at this big shield. Wow. This is the panel that I attempted to carve onto a little slab of sandstone and completely destroyed my drill, trying to make a miniature version of this one. Wow, what a beautiful evening. The sun is starting to set. Look at the detail. Why did they make this little tiny guy? Oh, look at this one. Who is that? We've been seeing those all over the place. The eyes and the dots. Look at the scale differences. Look at his arm going up and just holding on to this thing. Wow. Well, this one is really fascinating to me because this one almost looks like it's got a Pharaoh's headdress on. It almost looks like it has the snake on the forehead, the eyes, and the Pharaoh's headdress. And then look at this symbol on the chest. That is stunning. Giant portal symbol right on his chest. Right above these. Okay, I'm starting to run out of daylight. And we're at the end of the trail. I'm going to show you the one depiction here that is the only one that looks like a normal carving of a family. And that's this one right here. These are the only ones that look like normal people holding hands. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Look at that bullseye. Whoa! Wow! See that? Incredible. You know, I honestly think that today ended up absolutely perfect. The weather cooled off. We waited until the afternoon, came up here and were able to see all of these. And now the wind is just whipping down this canyon. I almost lost my hat. This hat has been great. It's nice and cool because the air can breathe through the straw. And it's lightweight, so I don't get all sweaty, but it keeps the sun off my bald head, right? But what an amazing petroglyph canyon. I'm so glad that I pushed forward and decided to come back out here. And we even got to see a beautiful sunset at the very end. Okay. Chris Bartell, who worked security at Skinwalker Ranch for 8 years, said that right here around this bridge or on this road, a woman told him that she saw what looked like a two-legged werewolf run across the road in front of her car, and that as she drove past it, it crossed the road and then it ran alongside of her vehicle, and that it was running on two legs and could keep up with her. And that's actually a story that I heard when I was a kid, like on a Cub Scout camp out. When I went up to a camp out one time and they told me that, hey, there was a raccoon just across the road. They told me a story of a skinwalker like that. And that was the legend, that someone saw a deer running alongside their vehicle. And so as they watched the deer run alongside their truck, they looked over and the deer turned into half of a deer and half of a man. And then it ran alongside their truck like a skinwalker and shape-shifted like and ran on two legs and was able to run the same pace as them. So there's a story of half deer man and half wolf man running around here. Just driving down here at night on these roads is very spooky, right? This is where all those stories happen. Can you imagine if like a werewolf or some half deer man just came running up here? There was a deer right there. Oh my gosh, this is creepy. This is Skinwalker Ranch. I just saw a deer jump over the fence right there. We were just talking about it. Here, I need to turn around. These are the real Skinwalker Ranch cows. These are the ones that are part of the ranch. And this is the canyon where a lot of things happen. And I've been told that there's ancient indigenous artifacts up here, including petroglyphs or pictographs that no one has ever filmed or taken pictures of before. And now I'm being invited to go up there and look at them for the first time. Look at that.